Guys, check this out. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the Hynade HYC550P Plasma Cutter. This is a pilot arc plasma cutter. It's dual voltage and it's super budget friendly. So let's open it up and see what comes in the box. So this plasma cutter will come with the following. It will come with your pilot arc cutting torch, your ground cable, one air hose, two nozzles and two electrodes, your wire adapter for dual voltage, and last you will have the plasma cutter and a set of instructions. But if you never have a plasma cutter or you don't know how to use a plasma cutter, you don't have to worry about it, because I'm gonna show you how to put this thing together and I'm gonna show you how to use it and some of the benefits of why you may want to have a plasma cutter in your garage or your workspace. So to put this plasma cutter together, we're gonna start by installing our ground cable on the bottom slot, and now we're gonna do is insert it and twist it clockwise. Now we are going to install the pilot arc, which is gonna be your red cable. Then we're gonna install the torch switch on the very top. And finally, we're gonna install the torch. We're just gonna remove this plastic cap. So now that we have everything connected, all we need is to hook up our air hose on the back. So now that we have the machine hooked up, I can go ahead and show you exactly how this machine works. So when we turn the machine on your left side, you're gonna have your air pressure. In the middle, you're gonna have your voltage. If you connect it to 110 volts or 220 volts, the machine already will know, and it will tell you right here. And this is your amperage that you're gonna be working with. And on all the way on the right side, you're gonna have the type of material you're gonna be working with, which it could be mesh or a solid plate. And then on the unit, that's gonna be for your setting up your post time and your pilot arc time. So the post time will be the amount of time that the torch is gonna be running air after you press the trigger, just to cool down your consumables. And then your pilot arc time is gonna be the amount of time that the arc is gonna be on without being grounding to the material you're gonna be working on. And you can adjust these to, so the post time, you can go from 3 seconds all the way down to 15 seconds. And then for the pilot arc time, you can go the same thing from 3 seconds all the way down to 15 seconds. And it comes with a standard of 5 seconds for the pilot arc and 3 seconds for the post time. And so we're gonna leave it like that. Then you're gonna have your 2T and 4T, which 2T is gonna be for when you're gonna cut your material. You're gonna press the trigger once and you're gonna start cutting. You're gonna have to hold the trigger until you finish cutting. While on the 4T, you just press the trigger once to start cutting, and then you can let go and cut however long you need to cut. And then once you finish cutting, then you're gonna press the trigger again to stop cutting. To adjust your air pressure, you're gonna have to release this lock button, and left is gonna be for less air and right is gonna be for more air. However, that's not gonna tell you exactly what air pressure you have until you press this button, which is gonna be for the air check. and that's exactly how you adjust it. You press these, and then you can adjust it. And once you get the pressure that you want, you press it again, and then you lock it in place. If you decide to use the machine at 110 volts, it's only gonna go up to 40 amps. That's gonna be the max amperes that you can use the machine, which is gonna still be useful for up to a quarter of an inch. So that's still pretty good. At 220 volts, the machine will go up to 55 amps maximum. Now that's enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the scrap materials that I have around the garage and show you why these machines are so good to keep, especially if you're gonna be working with metal. Now here we got a very thin piece of metal. This is just steel, and all we're gonna do is make a pretty much a straight line cut, and I'm gonna just show you at the real time. It doesn't need to be fast forward because this is gonna be pretty quick. So let's get it. So you got a little bit of slack, nothing too crazy, but that's pretty quick if you ask me. And you don't have to just cut anything on straight lines. You can also make designs of whatever you want to cut. So let's try to make a little design here. Well, look at that. That's how much I'm gonna love this machine. No, but really, you can really make anything with this machine. They're so good. So now that we have this out of the way, we can go ahead and get to a thicker material. Let's see what I can find. So here I found a piece of square tubing. I don't even know what I was making with this, but I'm just gonna, let's say that for example, maybe you have to cut it a little bit shorter. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna cut it, and this is probably, I would say, about 3/16 of an inch. You can make a guess for yourself. I'm not gonna measure it, but I think it's about 3/16 square tubing. So let's cut it and let's see how fast we can cut these with this plasma cutter. I would say that was pretty quick, considering. And again, it's super clean. Like the way that it cuts is really super clean, very minimal slag. And that, I mean, that is me not even trying, that's just going quick. The way they do it is really good. So let's move on to a thicker material. I think I got a little I think I got an angle liner here somewhere. I'm gonna try to find it and see how fast we can cut that angle liner. Let's give it a try. So here's the angle liner, and I mean, like I say, this thing cut metal so quick that the amount of time that you're gonna be saving. Let's see if I can focus on this. Look at that. So let's move to a 1/4 of an inch and let's see how fast we can cut a 1/4 of an inch. So here I find a piece of flat bar. This is a 1/4 of an inch, and you can see they're not very smooth in there, but I am gonna try to just make a quick straight cut, and let's see how smooth and clean would it cut it and how much slack. Also, would it be fast or not? I'm just gonna let it play real time so you have an idea of how fast this thing can cut a 1/4 of an inch steel. So check this out, super clean. A little bit of slack on the back, which it will be easily removed with a flap disc. That's a clean cut for a 1/4 inch, and it was kind of quick too. So I don't know if I have anything thicker than this, I have to check, but so far this machine performs very well. Now check this out. I find this piece of block. This is solid steel, and it is a little over 16 millimeters. Now, by the way, they claim the machine can cut 16 millimeter max, so I shouldn't be able to cut it, but I'm gonna try because why not? This is all I have close to that measurement that they have as a maximum, and it's a bit over, but we're gonna try. I will never work with anything this thick. I will never cut anything this thick. Me personally, I will never work with anything like that, but let's try it out. So definitely did cut it, and this is above what they normally tell you the maximum amount of cut that you can do. This is above 16 millimeters. Like you can see, there is definitely some slack in the bottom, but if you have to cut a thick piece like that, the machine will do it. So this is very impressive to me, very impressive. That's it for today. I really enjoy the machine. I have no complaints about it. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna cut that piece of metal. That was a little bit over 16 millimeters, very thick. But he cut it. Has some slack, but he cut it. Like I said, I got no complaints. The machine works very well. Right now they have a promotional sale. I'm gonna be leaving the link on the description, so if you decide to buy it, you need one, the link is gonna be right there for you. You just gotta press on the link, and that is an affiliate program. It's an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't pay more because it's my affiliate. They just give me a little bit of commission for it. So I'm gonna be straight with you with that. However, the review is pretty much honest. I didn't try to make it look good or nothing. That's just the way the machine works, the way it cuts. I think it's a good machine, so let me know in the comments if you like it or not. And I hope the video was useful for you. See you in the next one.